This is a second and third stimulus check update. We have new details regarding the arrival of the third stimulus check. Plus, there was an interview with the new White House economic advisor talking about the stimulus check timeline. I'll play the clip of that. Joe Biden is going to be inaugurated tomorrow, January 20th, and he has a list of priorities of what he wants to get done on day one. I'll let you know how you can benefit from some of those priorities. Also, I'm giving away $200 checks to my subscribers, and I'll give you more details on that later on in the video. I hope you're having a great day so far. Have a lot of important news to cover, so let's just get right into it. First, I want to start it off with something positive. So not sure if you heard of the stimulus challenge, but it was launched by an Oklahoma police officer who went back to his hometown after being deployed in the Middle East. He saw that everything was all disrupted, and then he decided to donate his $1,800 stimulus check to a restaurant owner, and then that restaurant owner donated their stimulus check to 3 other restaurant owners, and it turned into this whole pay it forward thing, which I love the idea of. Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. I know not all of us are in a position to give like that, but I just like the idea of it, that there are still some good people out there. All right, let's talk about timeline of these stimulus checks. So Larry Kudlow, who was the White House economic advisor to President Trump, not on board with stimulus package or stimulus check so much, but now there is a new White House economic advisor. His name is Brian Deese. He was on Fox News, got kind of grilled by Chris Wallace, asked about timeline. Here's a clip right now of Chris Wallace asking Brian Deese about the stimulus check timeline. Here's that clip.
Then there's the timetable for passing this COVID relief package. Here is President-elect Biden this week. Take a look.
The crisis of deep human suffering is in plain sight, and there's no time to waste. We have to act, and we have to act now.
Plan A is to get this package through the Senate with 60 votes to beat a filibuster, but you had Republican senators under President Trump who were refusing to go over $1 trillion. They ended up passing $900 billion. Do you really expect 10 Republican senators to sign on to another $2 trillion?
Well, I do want to start with reinforcing the urgency point that you raised. You looked just over the weekend, an independent firm, Moody's, showed that if we act immediately, this plan and put it in place, the economy could create 7.5 million jobs this year. That's the kind of robust recovery that we need. And if you look at the components of the plan, you mentioned the $1,400 checks. We've seen broad bipartisan support from that, including Republican senators. You look at other elements of the plan, like an expanded child tax credit, something that Republican senators have supported in the past. And if you look at the vaccination efforts and the school efforts here, we've been talking to governors and mayors across the country, including Governor Hutchinson, who was just on, Republicans and Democrats who say we absolutely need to try to surge support in this critical period of the next couple months to get the virus under control, to get those schools open, help parents get back to work, particularly women who are facing a disproportionate hit here. I think there's a lot of support for taking these actions. So we see every reason why Congress should move out and should move out in a bipartisan way.
Brian Deese mentions that there are some Republicans on board on this, but not all Republicans. One of the ways that could speed up this package from passing and people getting their stimulus checks sooner is the filibuster removal. So this is what Chris Wallace asks next about removing the filibuster so that there's no need for Republican support and then they could just pass it through. Here's what he says right now.
President-elect Biden has kept open the possibility of ending the filibuster if Republicans were to block you. You have 50 votes, but you need 60 to break a filibuster. If they block you, would ending the filibuster, so you could pass it with 51 votes with Vice President Harris, would ending the filibuster be on the table?
Well, look, we think we need to move quickly here. But I would also say, there's a lot of skepticism that the president-elect's call for unity and working together was going to resonate, and he won the election resoundingly. There was a lot of skepticism that Congress would come together in December in a bipartisan way and deliver a down payment on this relief, and that happened. So let's see where we can get here. There is a lot of, again, a lot of elements of this plan that have support across the board, both in Washington and in state capitals and around the country. But we need to act. We need to act quickly, and that's what the economy is telling us. That's what the experts are telling us, and so that's our priority.
Brian Dees mentions a tough balancing act for Joe Biden. It's either you get bipartisan support, have the Democrats and Republicans work together, which could take months of negotiations, or you have Joe Biden push this stimulus package through, have the Americans get their stimulus checks a lot sooner, but it hurts the relationship with the Republicans. Let me know what you think should happen down in the comments below. Let's talk more about the timing of the third stimulus check. So this is a big week. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer said, "We will get right to work to turn President-elect Biden's vision into legislation that will pass both chambers and be signed into law." This is according to Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. Things will start to move forward this week. The House is expected to get down to business on the plan. Biden will be sworn in on tomorrow, Wednesday, and by Friday, the new Senate will be seated with 2 new Democrat newcomers from Georgia. So the Senate will be soon, will have another item on the agenda, which is the impeachment trial for Trump. But Schumer is committed to passing the new pandemic package simultaneously, saying, yes, we've got to do both. What this all means is if Congress and the new administration are indeed able to come together swiftly on fresh relief money, you could receive yours as early as February. So that is assuming all the stars align, Republicans, Democrats work together, stimulus package passes, then we could get our stimulus checks in February. Let me know what you think about this timeline down in the comments below. If we've learned anything in the past, things aren't always as they seem. Now, a lot of people, specifically Democrats, are upset about these stimulus checks being $1,400 instead of $2,000. Now, Joe Biden campaigned in the Democrat Senate race saying that if you vote Democrat, you will get your $2,000 stimulus check. But AOC is saying that $2,000 means $2,000. $2,000 does not mean $1,400. So there's also a few other Democrats too who are saying that the Americans deserve the $2,000 stimulus check since that was what was promised. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Should it be $1,400? Are you happy with that? Are you content? Or should there be a fight for $2,000 stimulus checks, but it may take longer? Let me know your thoughts on that. Next is a clip of what is going on with Joe Biden being inaugurated and his top priorities when entering office and some of the things you may be able to benefit from. Here's a clip right now.
Joining me now, MSNBC political reporter Ali Vitali and Guardian reporter Kenya Evelyn. Ali, we spend an entire campaign cycle where all we hear is on day one, on day one, on day one. Well, day one is almost here. What policies can we expect to see in the next few weeks?
Thankfully almost here, because we've been hearing these promises and now it's time to see if they're able to put them into action. We know that incoming Chief of Staff Ron Klain has laid out this list of policy priorities to senior White House staff. You listed a few of them, but really what Klain's memo lays out is the policy priorities for the first 10 days. It's going to be a flurry of executive actions to get a lot of these things done, and they include things like what you mentioned, getting America back in the Paris Climate Accords, reversing the Muslim ban, promising to find a way to reunite those children who had been separated from their parents at the border. All of those things that Biden spoke about on the campaign trail and now hoping to put into action. And they all harken back to these 4 themes, these 4 crises that we have talked about for so many months. Climate change, the recession, the coronavirus crisis, and racial injustice. All of these things that were packaged up during the campaign, now Biden hoping to make good on them during his first days in office. I would note, though, in memos like this, you're looking at what the list of priorities are, but you're also looking at what's not in there. And what wasn't mentioned in this memo was the insurrection on Capitol Hill and the buzz around impeachment in Washington, D.C. Clearly, this is an administration in waiting that knows they're going to have a lot to juggle. At the same time, though, if you look at what we're hearing about Biden's remarks for the inaugural, he's going to be hitting themes of unity, themes of healing. It's, I think, going to be another one of those moments where we're hearing Democratic operatives and sources saying that, yet again, the moment is meeting Biden where he's always been.
Joe Biden has some ambitious goals for his first 10 days of presidency and 100 days of presidency, but do you think things will be different this time around with a new president, new administration, new Senate, new Congress? Are things going to be different this time around? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Or will it be the same as many of the other presidents throughout our lifetime? So Sandra Lancaster asks, I haven't received my $600 stimulus check. I wonder, I get my Social Security check deposited on the 19th of the month. Do you think I will get the stimulus check then also? So your stimulus check and Social Security check are completely different. But the same way you get your Social Security check may be different from the stimulus check. Last time you got your stimulus check the same way you got your Social Security check, but this time you may get a debit card, a paper check, so make sure you check your mail. But those are different timings for those two checks. Next, Kathy Stevenson asks, if the minimum wage goes up, will the IRS raise the amount of money that senior citizens make working part-time? Yes. So whether it's senior citizen, whether you're in high school, the federal minimum wage is going to be $15 per hour, which means no matter where you work, what entry-level job, it's going to be $15 per hour, no matter how old or young you are. Next, Brenda Neves asks, thank you for the great information. Quick question about the $200 for SSI and SSDI. Will we be getting it? Yeah, I'm getting this question a lot, and I'm not going to let this go. I want to keep updating on this, and I definitely want to hold Joe Biden accountable for this promise. It's still on his website saying that Social Security checks will increase by $200 per month, which is not in this past stimulus package. He also promised a minimum of $10,000 per person of federal student loan forgiveness. That isn't in this stimulus package as well. So I'm a little worried that these are his campaign promises, no mention of it yet, but I guess he's not president yet. We haven't heard about this yet, but I'll definitely keep you updated on these items. But regardless, Democrat, Republican, we need to hold these politicians accountable, especially when they're promising big numbers like that. Jackie Camel asked, question, how can we get the $200 from you? I've been asking every time for the money. So that's a good segue. So next, let's talk about how I'm giving $200 out to my subscribers. First, I want to thank you so much if you're subscribed to the channel. Even if you watch the channel, like, comment, it means so much to me, and I want to show my appreciation as well as give back to the Wise Flies community. So I'm giving out $200 checks to my subscribers. You just have to do two things in order to get these checks. First, you just have to be subscribed to my Wise Flies channel, Wise Sense channel, and Wise Vibes channel. Wise Sense is a personal finance channel about how to make money and invest money, and then Wise Vibes channel is about motivation and inspiration. So first step, just be subscribed to all three channels. Second step, you're gonna comment below. You have to use the word GOAL, G-O-A-L, in your comment. This way I could find your comment. I'm picking the winners randomly. And then just let me know what your goal is for 2021. I know 2020 was a tough year. We all had a tough time, a lot of hardships, but 2021 is a new year, fresh slate. What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish for 2021? Let me know down in the comments below what your goal is, and then I'm going to find your comment when you type the word goal. You just need to write it on just this video alone, no other video. I also have more details on what to do down in the description below if I'm talking too fast. Anyways, that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To brighten your day a bit, here is my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you one thing that you should do. When you want to do something, you have the power to do whatever you want. Unless, one thing, you believe in yourself. That's the only trick. So that's all I wanted to tell you for today. Bye. This is the Bella.
And to keep the positive vibes going, and speaking of goals, I recommend clicking this video over here. It's on my Wise Vibes channel. It's 5 powerful steps to achieve any goal you have, no matter how ambitious, from Dwayne Johnson, Denzel Washington, as well as a few other speakers. So click that video now, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.